GNT Show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. These are the voyages of the GNT Show. Our continuing mission to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to Boliga, where no show has gone before. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Lontrue. Welcome to episode 237 of the G&T Show. I'm Gettysburg 7. To my right, your left, wearing his, I don't know what's going on, but he's wearing full battle armor with a bow tie. It's Ceridium.
Gotta stay classy. Kapla!
And it's a plaid bow tie, which I think is very classy.
Very classy.
And you can't see him because he's not in the room. We have him locked in a closet, as always. We let him out of the well that's dug in the basement, but he's pasty, he's white, he's British, he's Midnight Shadow.
Please, can I come out of the closet?
Nope.
We'll
Nope.
slide.
Not until you apologize for what you did and tell us what you did, because I know you did something.
We're sliding plates of food underneath the door.
I can't say that for legal reasons.
You're giving him food?
You can't have the guy go hungry, die in the middle of the show.
That's why a protein bar was given to him.
Okay.
It's okay. Mike's only giving me the stuff that's labelled Nick.
Oh, that's the stuff that's the pre-chewed stuff. Okay.
Oh boy.
So.
What did you do this week? Coffee Clutch.
How was your week?
It's been so busy at work, I can't even begin to describe. We've got on the 21st, a week from yesterday, an open house coming up at work. So you can only imagine what that's planning is like.
The general public coming into
Yep.
your private place of business and
Yep.
poking around and getting into shit that they're not supposed to.
Yep.
So you got to batten down the hatches and.
Oh yeah, and that's just the beginning.
Boy.
Yeah. And then let's see. So we've got the open house coming up, and there's the day before we've got a huge thing with the local leaders and like the mayor and the aldermen and all the heads of business from the county commerce, and it's going to be like 48 hours of hell basically. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Well, hopefully it goes well and no incidents occur.
Next Sunday I will be I will be tired more than normal.
Duly noted.
It's from noon to 5, the open house.
Yikes, that's a long one.
Which means I have to get there at 8 a.m. and I won't leave until 7 p.m.
Oh, man. Long ass day.
So all I have to say is send the prostitutes to P.O. Box. No, I'm kidding, of course. So how much longer are you in New Mexico?
22nd, so I fly out next Sunday.
Oh, so you got another full week coming up. Nice.
Yep. Terry, I believe, is due back on the 19th-ish. And so there'll be a few days. And then
be nice to her.
I'm always nice to her. I love them.
All right, I'm just saying. You be nice.
I am nice.
Now, if she didn't bring you any gifts, then you have my permission to just be totally dick.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna be here until the 22nd, and then I think I fly out late enough in the morning to be able to do the show. So I should be here next week. Janet graduated yesterday, so she has retired. Congratulations, Janet. So she's hopefully sleeping.
And she graduated with honors, right?
I believe so. I think she had a 4.0 plus.
Yeah, she posted an adorable photo of herself with the
Oh, with her AOL CD.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. But her smile is just fantastic in that photo.
Mm-hmm. So people can get in on the joke. She had she was holding up the binder that the her diploma is supposed to come in, and of course, when she opened it up to look at it, all she had inside was an AOL CD. I guess me having to explain it kind of ruins the joke.
Yeah,
though.
that's good, Mike.
Yeah. So yeah, I just killed the funny, which might
No,
be
it was good. It was good.
which might be the title of this week's episode. Mike killed the funny.
So I guess I should be nice now. Steve, how are you?
Oh, I'm nicely suffering with spring. Just can't wait till autumn.
Pollen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with me is not only do I have problems with allergies, with grass and all the other stuff, I also have a dust allergy, so I'm not safe indoors or outdoors.
You are a fucking wreck, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had a lot of evenings where sort of it starts to hit me when I start to sort of relax a bit. So been had fun passing out in between doing work and podcasts. So but yeah,
There's nothing you can take or anything for these allergies?
I suffer from too many. I'm taking a load of stuff, but it
Wait, were you born in Chernobyl? What the
He's
hell?
allergic to everything. He's allergic to life.
I blame the English.
Oh,
Well, when
I was being
'cause-
nice. You know, I didn't want to say it.
Well, I was born and lived in Scotland. When my dad had to move down to England for work, we went with him. And within months, I got eczema and hay fever and have suffered since. So I blame the English.
Have you ever thought about going back to Scotland?
I go back up, and within a week or two, I start to feel great. Only problem is my wife's family and that are all down here, and so are the rest of
Oh.
my family now. So
Well, I guess you have to make a choice, Steve. Your health or your love for your wife.
I pick the love for my wife.
You are an idiot.
But-
Of course, when you tell her that, it was Ceridium that said that, just so she knows. No, you know
Hey.
what though? When the pollen here is, I went out on the deck yesterday, and it's every day for the last 17 days it's rained. It's like
Oh, wow.
if I wanted to live in Seattle, I'd move to Seattle. But
That sounds like great weather to me.
I love it. But it's really starting to grate on people around here. You can tell. You know how when people start to just for no reason snapping. But I went out on the deck, and the pollen was so thick that it my shoe print. It left like when there's a dusting of snow on the ground. It was like that.
Whoa.
And my eyes, Steve, were burning. So that's like why I can't wait to move to like New Mexico or Arizona.
We've had rain here last night, and there's something in the air, some kind of pollen that is just
Mhm.
driving my sinuses insane.
Yeah.
And I was telling,
No, that's the bubonic plague.
oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's making it very difficult for me to lie down to sleep, because my sinuses get clogged and it's just like difficult to breathe. And then, of course, I have to sit up and try to get some sleep. But
There's can you take is it not Zicam?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a nasal spray for allergies, and it's phenomenal.
Interesting. I've never really suffered from allergies all that bad, but there's something here that's just pissing me off.
You know what it is. It's Casey.
No, he's a good boy. Now he's looking at me. Yeah.
No, and next he's gonna drop a rock at your feet.
Oh, he already did that. We already played Fetch the Rock this morning.
So have you go ahead and update our listeners as to the whereabouts of Terry and Alan.
Yesterday, Terry and Alan posted some photos of going to a wildlife reserve in Kauai. So they're in Kauai, Hawaii. And Terry had snapped a photo of a gecko on a post, and I had sent a message back saying, "Did the gecko did the gecko try to sell you car insurance?" So you might killed the funny. Damn it.
Steve, that's where we insert the crickets.
Yes.
Now, I was thinking that you're going to make a reference to Al, but
Oh yeah, could have gone that way too, but
To Alf?
to
Al.
Al.
Oh,
Rivera.
Al. Oh, Gecko.
Captain Gecko,
Yeah, there you go.
the militant one.
Wow.
I was thinking about the salesman trying to sell car insurance.
This would probably be a good
That must
point.
be American thing because I have no idea what.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's an insurance company, and their spokesman, well,
It's called Geico, but
yeah,
their
Geico, which stands for
spokesperson.
Government Employee Insurance Company. They used to be the but anyway, Government Employee Insurance
Oh,
Company. But
I did not know that.
yeah, and their little spokesman in the ad, Steve, is a gecko with an Australian accent who gets himself in zany situations.
Yep. Yep, that he does.
I don't know.
So, what kind of news do we have, Mike?
We got lots and lots and lots
Okay.
and lots. I think we should start with some stuff that we didn't cover from last week. So we'll start with television news.
What's new in the Star Trek universe? General news.
So I had come across an article that kind of summarizes everything that we kind of know, but there's a couple things. Well, one thing that caught me. It caught my attention because it was a little bit different than everything else that I had seen and heard. The idea, we know that it's being shot in Vancouver. We know that it's going to be a new cast of crew, but the time frame is where no one seems to have a real good idea about when it's going to happen. Some people think it's going to be post
Nemesis?
From the original movie series. Oh man, my brain just is not functioning this morning.
Post toss?
It would be not Final Frontier? It's Undiscovered Country. Yes, post Undiscovered.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike is drunk. We can now tell you with all honesty.
Mike killed the funny. Yeah, post Undiscovered Country. It almost went out on me again. And but this particular article is saying that it's perhaps going to be taking place after Next Generation.
Bottom line is nobody knows.
Nobody knows, but I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm hoping that it is something post TNG, post DS9, post Voyager even. I would not mind if it was even post Nemesis, but
How about post Axanar?
Well, almost everything's post Axanar.
Even Axanar's post Axanar, isn't it?
Wow, nicely played.
Yeah, pretty much. So the link will be in the show notes, but like I said, it's just kind of a quick rundown of everything that we know, and then a few speculating items. Okay, next item is an article from 1701 News. They had an opportunity to sit down with one of the incoming executive producers, Trevor Roth, and he describes the new TV show as smart. So, I mean, that's kind of a good. It's
what
a good
the hell
thing.
does that even mean, though? I mean, honestly.
Well, I mean, they're kind of going back to what Trek is supposed to be, which is supposed to make you think. And let's see, we really got to understand Star Trek and what it offered on a completely different scale, he said. I think that changes every decade of what you can appreciate from a new show. Because as you mature, you gain wisdom and experience. The immense appreciation for a franchise like this just grows and grows. So the idea is that it's going to be based more on, or it's going to be relating to items that are relatable to what's going on in today's world, which is a sign of tried and true Trek of the past. So it looks like they're gonna keep that trend in mind. They're gonna um, give us something that we're all gonna be proud to say is Star Trek, and I'm
Here's what I don't
optimist.
want.
Yes.
Don't force feed messages.
Don't try too hard to get your
Yeah,
point across.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Um,
and don't I'm s- don't have an agenda. If you want to tell a story, tell the story, but
we'll decide.
just remember Idic.
Leave open to interpretation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't be heavy-handed with your point. Leave it open. Let people decide. Let them come to a decision of what it really means for them. That's the sign of really good track is two people can watch the same episode and come to two totally different conclusions. That's when you know you got some good Star Trek. Okay. We haven't talked about it, but I think everybody should know by now. Star Trek 2017 is going to be delivered weekly. It is not going to be a season dump like Netflix does. So you're gonna if you want to watch it, you're gonna be subscribing and checking it out every week. They have not said how long a season is going to be, just that it will be delivered weekly.
Hadn't they said earlier that it was going to be for put out like for binging?
No,
Or is that something that somebody just
that's what we were kind of speculating. That one possibility. I mean, if someone wants to binge, I mean, I guess they can wait till the whole
yeah.
season is aired and then subscribe and then binge. But no, CBS is going to be delivering it on a weekly basis, just like a regular network television show, which is kind of different compared to some of the other online models like Netflix, which they do the full season, a seasonal dump.
But they don't do that for everything, though.
Oh, they don't.
There are a lot of shows which they do actually release on a weekly
Yeah.
basis.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I guess
So
by the time I check Netflix, they've all been
what
dumped
do
already.
you guys prefer? The weekly wait or the binge?
I would say it depends on what kind of storytelling they're going to be doing, because there's some kinds of stories that really the binging benefits, whereas other types where it's more episodic, it doesn't really matter. So I guess it really depends on what their approach is going to be.
If it's something like Daredevil, where it's literally, for the most part, one big
One
story for
story.
the season,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
binge, brilliant. But
Yes.
for something that is sort of, in a way, more classical Star Trek, which is episodic, but hopefully it will have a proper sort of theme that
Run
runs
through
throughout.
threads. Yeah.
Then
Now-
that would be good episodic. It also gives time, especially if they're looking at for it to be sort of back to the classic sort of smarter Trek, where it's sort of it's not forcing things at you. Then it gives more things to talk about, and it'd be good to have that week's gap where people can say, "Oh, did you see?" and really have these debates about where the
and that
story's
would
going.
build the buzz because people would be talking about it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see last week the new episode that dropped of Star Trek? Now, here's the thing. If it was Deep Space Nine, I think it would be a binge.
Yeah,
Or even
DS9.
Enterprise season 3 and 4, I would go with binge.
Yeah, but only for DS9. I would only say that for
The later
Series 6 and
seasons.
7.
Yeah.
Well,
the
I would
Dominion
say
War.
Enterprise season 3 was made for binging.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
season 4.
season
the
4
cool thing about season 4 is
spurts.
it was broken into those 3-episode arcs.
Yeah,
So you could
be
almost do a
spurts.
mini binge.
Yeah, you can watch them in spurts, 3 or 4 episodes, because it wasn't those mini arcs back to back. It would be a mini arc and then a standalone and then a mini arc.
Yeah.
So you can watch 3 or 4 episodes, come back like next week or next day or whatever, and watch 3 or 4 more episodes. So that was kind of cool,
But I would agree that like something like Daredevil or Jessica Jones, I I don't know about you. I couldn't
You would
not
lose
binge.
something.
I
You
couldn't
would
not
lose,
binge. I
yeah,
had to see what the next thing was.
yeah, you would lose something on those types of shows if you could not binge. Those
Even though,
those are made to be like 12-hour, 13-hour movies, essentially.
and that's why AMC runs marathons of The Walking Dead, because really, there's another one that
Yeah,
even though it comes up weekly on the network,
but they
that is
every
probably
week
best viewed as a binge.
they backtrack 3 or 4 episodes and
Yeah.
then run through, so you're getting the full story heading leading in. Then you get the new episode. Then there's Talking Dead, which talks about what just happened, and then they
N-
replay the episode again.
Well, they replay it because of the time zone difference.
Well, that's
And,
also true, but
and I'm glad that they
Well,
do
they actually
so.
replay it here in the UK, so there is no time difference for the UK, but they do the same thing. They play the episode, they've got the Talking Dead, and then they replay the episode
Oh,
again.
do they really?
yeah,
Yeah.
that is not. I don't think it's because of time zone. I think it's just so that you can reflect on what was talked about in the Talking Dead. Kind of
Well,
like,
I'll tell you one thing I'm glad that they do is during football season when it's on, if there's a really good game late on Sunday, or like Don Burrito and I, WrestleMania was the same night as the Walking Dead finale.
okay,
So I was like, fuck, what am I going to. Oh, they replay The Walking Dead. Okay, not a problem. And that's smart broadcasting on their point.
yeah,
Well, one thing that Robert Reyes said in chat was binge watching is relatively a new thing, but it's yes and no, I would say, to that, because a lot of people used to wait till it came out on DVD and
DVD.
Blu-ray and binge watch it. They wouldn't actually watch it on TV.
But
I know
that's
Terry
still
does that, I
that's
think,
still
with some
new.
things.
That's still relatively within the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
not
when
something that people have been able to do ever since the dawn of television.
right when I was
Yeah,
growing up, you just didn't have that option. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it. And quite possibly, if it wasn't rerun in the summer because some episodes weren't rerun, you just never saw it.
I used to know
Doc.
people who used to watch programs when they went to VHS or go down to the video shop and literally come back with a crate of VHS tapes and
Yep.
binge watch an entire series.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
sort of 25, 30 years ago. So people were doing it, but
I
yeah,
think
nowhere near
that
the
was
numbers.
the start of it, was when people were able to tape,
Yeah,
on
video rental.
VHS.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now,
Doc,
question for you guys.
well, real quick, take for example the first seasons of Doctor Who. This is over 50 years ago. At the time, these shows were made to be aired once, and then that's it. Some of those early episodes no longer exist because they
Yeah.
didn't have the
They didn't save
foresight.
them.
They didn't save them. They didn't think that people would want to watch it again. And here we are, 50 some years later, and people are dying to watch those episodes.
Now, let me
So
ask a question about the writing of this new Star Trek series. Knowing that it's going to be dropped weekly and not binge, you think it causes kind of a change in the writing? Because Daredevil and Jessica Jones and the, even some of the shows like Arrow and Flash and all those, you could tell they're kind of written with binging in mind.
yeah, I think it's going to. This approach of a weekly allows them to be a little bit more episodic, than, say, something like Daredevil and Jessica Jones. But it's still going, depending on how they format it, because the current format is an A, B, and C storyline. A gets resolved within the episode. B gets resolved within a couple episodes, and C runs through the entire season. So that's kind of the format that's going on right now for an episodic show. So it's, if they go that format, or if they come up with something new and original where there's even a D storyline where that runs even further, either beyond the season or more than a couple episodes, it might be interesting. But it just depends on how they're going to set it up.
Well, one thing that they have the chance to do here is, and I'm not bashing, I'm not bashing Berman and Braga. They got stuck into their quote Star Trek style, and you know what I'm talking about: the A story, the B story, um, possibly a C story, but in the episodic nature, and it got old. It got old after TNG. DS9 broke that mold, and then Voyager brought it back in a big way, and the first 2 seasons of Enterprise had it, and it got stale. It got really stale. Um, about about halfway through Voyager, I think they could have used a shakeup in it. But this is a chance to really do. I mean, they can Tarantino this. They can do whatever they want. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing what kind of chances they take from a writing standpoint. And I don't mean writing as in, are they going to be controversial or this or that. I mean writing as far as breaking breaking new ground as far as production and style and things like that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Steve, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I would like to see more of the way that this will probably be a bit controversial, but Battlestar Galactica and Stargate Universe actually went about doing their episodes. The way that they focused primarily, it was actually on characters.
Hmm.
Doing it that way, I found that so engaging.
Hmm.
And sort of you get that again with sort of like Daredevil, Jessica Jones. It's about the people. Sort of in a way, the plot lines a lot of the time and what's going on around them almost take a back seat. And I would like to see that brought into Trek because so often you see in Star Trek that you don't really, and same with Stargate and other series as well, you don't get to learn about the characters properly for years. And yet you watch sort of Universe and Daredevil and things like that, and you, from the very beginning, you're learning about the characters. You can really relate to them. And I think if they do that with the new series, it'll be a winner. Not to mention what will be
Hmm.
important will be the number of episodes. They
Well,
need to
and
go back to the old 20 to 26 episodes, I think.
yes, and you make a great point, Steve, because Battlestar definitely. I mean, there were some episodes of Battlestar that, yeah, that's another one that's made for binge watching, even if they didn't know it at the time. But instead of the Alien of the Week episode for this new series, and again, DS9 did the characters, not the Alien of the Week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
DS9 was so far ahead of its time, and God, it still feels fresh.
Yeah, it
I
does.
don't, maybe just to me. Now, I've never seen any of the Stargate series, so I can't comment on that, Steve.
I love I love some of them, yes. Although Universe is not my favorite. Atlantis is my favorite, but
What? Okay, what's the difference between them all?
okay, SG1 is the first
That's the one with MacGyver, right?
yes, the
Yeah,
MacGyver.
Richard Dean Anderson.
It's more militaristic. They are they're going on these missions to explore through the Stargate. The government
Now, is it
military
episodic? Like,
very it's
okay,
Yeah.
very alien plant slash planet of the week,
okay,
type thing. Whereas and it's controlled by the government. Atlantis, it's more controlled by a civilian organization, and they
no,
are
go ahead because what's the Atlantis part?
Atlantis. The spoiler alert, they find the lost city of Atlantis.
Like, if it's in the title, it's not a spoiler.
Yes.
Yeah.
They find the lost city of Atlantis, and they go there because it's not on Earth. It is actually in another galaxy. So they're cut off from home. They're far, far away, and they have to survive as well as learn what they can about this city.
Episodic.
It is episodic, but it's also starting to blur that line.
Okay.
It becomes the stories are it's not Alien of the Week. There's a lot of reoccurring, So in the I would say first season, yeah, it was Alien of the Week, but then it gradually
Then they shook it up.
Then they started shaking it up. It started stretching out, revisiting a lot of these the more notable races, and you start. They had a common bad guy throughout, which kind of forced them to revisit
That's a
instead of
help.
just
That's a help.
yeah. Whereas in Universe, basically, they found a ship that is going around seeding the universe with stargates, and they go there, a civilian team with some military people, and they get stranded. The ship is on autopilot. It's going wherever the hell they want. They have no control over where they're going, and so they're dealing with each other, trying to figure out what is going on and how they can gain control of the ship. And in the process, although it didn't last very long, only 2 seasons, the major issues that they faced were within people bickering with each other, fighting amongst each other, trying to gain control. Who's going to be leader this week, or and who's going to.
It was more about human nature.
Yeah.
It was more about what would really happen. It was not always the hero of the day. Sort of a team goes out, saves the day, comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead and finish up, because I just had a thought.
Yeah, so basically, it does show an evolution of storytelling, but this is over what almost a 15 to 20-year period, almost a 20-year period. So
Oh wow.
it does show you how storytelling had evolved over time, from going from a purely episodic story with SG-1 to very heavy character-driven, where one season you're dealing with just one really long thing that happened.
And a great example of one of the earlier series to do that was Babylon 5.
Yeah, which also came out around the same time as DS9.
Yeah. And that, like Steve, like you were saying, that lot of character stories in that, and with deep ideas like religion and spirituality and the nature of recognizing another, the whole Narn Centauri storyline.
Yeah, but there is a huge difference in Stargate Universe compared to the other ones, and a lot of people didn't watch it because it was also darker. Not to mention they blamed it for Atlantis, and after 2 seasons they stopped it, which was a shame.
I have to admit,
My
that when
opinion.
What do you mean they
canceled
blamed it for Atlantis?
Well, they had stopped Atlantis.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought it was premature. Atlantis could have gone another couple seasons easily.
They
in my
announced
opinion.
Atlantis being cancelled. The next day, they announced that Universe was being created. Even though Universe had already started pre-production well before the decision for Atlantis came in.
They were supposed to run concurrent, and they decided, no, we're just going to do the one.
Yeah, and the
What
issue
network
was
was this on?
this was MGM who created it, and I think
Okay.
Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi Channel
broadca-
was.
And one of the issues, of course, was MGM was going bankrupt at the time, so there was money because they're all supposed to have a direct-to-DVD movie like the SG-1s. So there's a whole thing that went on, but a lot of the audience blamed Universe for Atlantis being cancelled. So there was actually petitions and things over the internet saying boycott it.
What were the ratings like for like the first one, and then Atlantis, and then?
Well, SG-1 lasted 10 seasons plus.
Oh wow.
And had 2 direct-to-DVD movies.
Yeah, that being the plus. So it had for a cable channel during the 90s, it did very well enough to. It started off on Showtime. Showtime they don't go long term. They go 4 or 5 seasons, then
It was on Showtime.
originally it was on Showtime.
Oh,
The
Showtime
first
wow.
stopped
2
it.
seasons.
I thought it was 4 or 5, but
Oh, was it?
but then,
Not being in America, it didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
and then a Sci-Fi Channel picked it up and finished it off another 10 seasons. Then they did Atlantis immediately after, which ran for 5, and then Stargate Universe for 2.
Oh, wow, interesting.
And I think their ratings were very strong for Sci-Fi Channel, very strong until they did the universe. And like Steve said, it pissed people off, and quite a departure from the storytelling of what had come before it. It was darker. It was just
So it would be the difference between TNG and Deep Space Nine?
DS9 is not dark enough.
Oh, wow. So it's
Mm.
really dark.
It's
like
really
Arrow
dark.
It's like Arrow dark.
Probably maybe a little bit darker.
Basically,
even.
the first episode, someone basically locks himself in a shuttle to basically kill themselves so the rest of the crew can live. You've got people who get stranded in another world and left behind.
So it's BSG
you've-
dark then.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, interesting.
and
Supreme Leggett says 5 on Showtime, 5 on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Interesting. This is all interesting. So it's going to be interesting then to see how this Star Trek, and to see the tone that it has. And
Yeah.
that's the real interesting thing that I'm looking forward to. Is it going to be, well, we don't even know. Is it going to be anthology? Is it going to be the same crew? Is it going to be dark? Is it going to be lighter in tone? So it's
I don't
but
want.
you know what? I'm happy waiting
Yeah.
and finding out. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's
Yeah.
fun to wait. I actually don't want to know too much going in.
I
Maybe the
agree.
casting, but otherwise, and please don't throw in some alien race just to throw it in. Make it have a purpose.
Agreed.
I mean, as a member of the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, an alien member of the crew is important because it does a lot. It acts as a mirror for humanity. It allows us to see.
Right, but don't just try and make it as wacky or as different as possible.
Yeah, we
You know
we
what I
don't
mean?
we don't need a Neelix. We don't need Phlox. Phlox, I thought was well done, although he was right there on the border of almost being a Neelix, which is kind of over the top, But yeah, I mean, what I would like to see is not anything super dark, maybe a little bit edgier than what we've seen. I like what Walking Dead does with their characters. They run them for a couple seasons and they swap them out.
Yeah.
Kill them off. Whatever. That for Star Trek, you don't have to kill them off. They could be reassigned to another post.
Well, even look how BSG did that. If you're familiar with BSG, Kat was a very minor character at first who became very important,
Mhm.
but it was a slow build.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
They can afford to do that. Don't just focus on the same 5 people for 5 years, because after a period of time, you're going to get bored telling the stories with those people. Whereas for instance, Walking Dead, they are on season 6 or 7 right now. I think it's 6, and they consistently shake up the cast, and
Well,
it keeps the
here's
show
important.
fresh and new.
Here's an important thing. Don't overemphasize. Don't 7 of 9 a character.
Very
Where
true.
if they come on, it becomes them week after week after week. And believe me, I am not a 7 of 9 hater in any
Me
stretch of
neither.
the
I
imagination.
love Seven and the Doctor, but it was the Seven and the Doctor show.
Yeah.
After she
And
came
we
on, it was
lost.
Seven and the Doctor.
And we lost the first officer. We knew he was spiritual, but other than that, what did we really know about Chakotay? And to this day, I'm still really bugged by that.
I agree. I mean, I there's we can probably go on and on and
Well,
on and
one
on.
question I have about the
Yeah.
Stargate series before we go
Sure.
on. Like if someone were to say, "Hey, I'd like to check one," do you have to have seen Atlantis or SG-1 to see Universe, or do they stand alone?
No, it does stand alone. The beginning does explain, and Universe was actually good. The way they did it was Daniel Jackson just saying, And this video we talk about, and sort of the new character, Eli, who was brand new to everything to do with Stargates and that.
Oh,
He
so
was
that's
watching
smart
these
then.
videos, and it was just so funny. It reminded of The Simpsons. You might have seen me before in. um, but
There is a lot of crossover. So, for instance, when SG1 and Atlantis, the end of, I think it's the last, 2 seasons of SG1 and the first 2 seasons of Atlantis actually were concurrent. And there was a lot of crossover. So if watching both of them, kind of in the order that they were aired, you get this fuller story. But you don't have to watch one, the other, or both in order to appreciate it.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, just
but what I
interesting.
would like for the new Star Trek series to have is to keep
Spin-offs, lots and lots of spin-offs.
well,
Sorry.
absolutely. But what I would like to see is for the story to always continue from where it was. So not like Voyager, where the ship was nice and shiny each new episode.
Reset button.
But where it's like Battlestar Galactica and Stargate Universe, where if something is destroyed and it's lost, it's gone.
Yes, that's
Or
what
it's going
kill-
to take
that
them
was one of
months
the
in order to
killers of
fix
Voyager
it.
for me. Was that every week it was sparkling clean.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what was good
it's
about the
something-
Year of Hell. You saw the ship in such a bad condition,
Yeah.
and but of course the next week it was back to all nice and shiny.
Well,
and,
but at the end of the episode,
by the end of
there
it,
was
but
the reset button,
yeah,
Yeah.
and it just that to me was so good, and I just want that consistency with the storyline. Is show where something happens, sort of even if it's just a matter of you have.
Consequences.
Yeah, even if it's somebody 3 weeks later coming back saying, "Yep, I've just fixed that," or like Archer, I thought I asked you to repaint that.
Enterprise did
Yeah.
a really good job with that in the 3rd and 4th seasons.
Oh yeah, the Enterprise got fucked up, man.
And Trip would be talking about something 3 weeks later about, we're still trying to repair that conduit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there should be consequences that are long lasting beyond an episode, and not being in space by themselves. They're going to have to be self sufficient, and even in the first, I think it was in the first season of Enterprise, even when they meet the Cretaceans. Okay, we need 4, injectors, not 3. We have
Yeah.
to get, so it's like, they need. Oh, I forgot I let go of the button.
I
They-
got excited.
Yes, I did. So basically, the idea is they need to be able to show that they are self-reliant, which whether that means doing repairs themselves or finding a friendly planet to help them out and spending a couple weeks there, repairing a nacelle or whatever a deflector dish or whatever. That would allow a little bit of a change, a little bit of, a variety to the storytelling as well, because there's consequences to their actions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just got 45 minutes off of the first story.
Well, I think one thing we should actually do is by October we should know a lot more,
Yeah.
or at least a little more about the series. Is actually dedicate an hour or two on 24 Hours of G&T to the new TV series and what we think may or may not happen.
That's a good idea.
Because what all these things we can literally just talk about for hours.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one last thing, Star Trek All Access, that's currently what it's being referred to, has an IMDb page. So information is probably going to be hitting that, here in the near future. So we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe get an insight on who some of the writers are, who some of the actors are. Sometimes even spoilers on what may be coming. So so if you want to keep track of that, the link will be in the show notes. All right. We have quite a few tidbits for unofficial productions.
I made something Star Trek. Unofficial productions.
Let's start with Star Trek Renegades. Their episode Requiem. The script is locked, so they are moving forward. So congratulations, guys. Looking forward to the second episode. Star Trek New Voyages. They're still working on sets, so they're not giving up on
Good.
either. In fact, they're even doing some spring cleaning. James Cawley had announced on Facebook recently that they're getting rid of old costumes, old set pieces, things that have accumulated over the 10 years that they've been producing and working on the show. So if you might want something that they're getting rid of, you might want to send them a message if you're interested in something that they have that they're going to get rid of. Tommy Kraft, his Kickstarter for Project Discovery, it's ongoing. He released a new video called Project Discovery 100 Years in Spaceflight. I have to say, this video made me cry. I loved it so much. It was awesome. Hey, it was really well done. And it kind of showed, the history of spaceflight.
Hello. Sorry.
It showed the history of spaceflight up to this point, but then they also pushed it forward. I think it was another 40, 50 years to kind of show, show where the jumping off point for his film is. So thank you, Steve. There's the link. I thought it was really well done. Definitely check it out. Okay, there's a new Kickstarter for something called Chance Encounter. It's a Star Trek short film. From what I can tell about it, it's a little bit different. It's kind of a romantic story, if I'm understanding it correctly.
I'm sorry. There's a photo posted of Supergirl before Supergirl, and I just can't stop looking at it.
And I need to reset my browser. 1 second.
Is that what you're calling it?
I had the control key is my push to talk button.
Push to talk, yeah.
And so when you press control and you're doing like scrolling on browsers and stuff, it adjusts the size. So I ended up everything teeny tiny. I was like, no. Okay.
So have you seen the photo that's in there?
I was trying to go back to it. Oh yeah. Wow. Very interesting.
We can edit the pause out, but let's all just take a moment to appreciate Supergirl. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Star Trek continues. On Indiegogo, they fell short of reaching their final goal, but they did raise about almost $200,000. However, they did make up the difference in private donations.
Fantastic.
So, congratulations to STC. We are so happy that you've made your goal. They are a nonprofit, so I'm sure someone is getting some great tax benefits for their donation.
There you
go. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was just very happy to see that in the end they made it.
Yeah, so we're going to be getting, I believe it's 3.5 more episodes. So they're going to finish 7. And
Hold on, Jay Galloway is saying this is a family show. No, we have never claimed to be a family show. What the fuck are you smoking?
We are for adults. That is definitely.
No, we are for mature audiences. Which is ironic since we are so immature.
Back to STC, they have released an advanced teaser for Come Not Between the Dragons. And oh my God, Gigi Edgley is in this teaser.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Roddenberry, if you look closely, he's one of the background characters. So that's awesome. Donors on the Indiegogo that donated at a certain level received the full episode, got to view the full episode.
Yes, you did.
You did see it.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. As did I, and I have to say, wow.
I know.
Wow. They did something in this that I really did not expect them to be able to
Who
do.
knew Vic would do nudity?
No.
Did I get a different version?
I think you got a different
Oh,
version.
okay.
Uh,
Vic, I'm kidding.
you got the link from Michelle, didn't you?
Oh, I'd be in the hospital with an IV.
Oh my. No, seriously though, we love STC and we love what they've done with these episodes with this episode. Oh my god. Um the thing with the thing that did the thing.
And
Oh
then the guy
man.
with the thing, and then the thing, and then the thing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then one guy looks at the other and says, "What do you want from me?"
But this was written by Greg Dykstra. I think that's
Mhm.
how you pronounce his name. You may know him from, let's see, he's worked on some stuff for like,
Just some
uh,
little things you might have heard of.
yeah, I think like what, Cars, Toy Story,
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo,
Yeah,
so
little things.
little things. So
Little art projects that didn't really get noticed.
potato.
Yeah. Now, Mike, are we going to discuss the PP slapping that happened?
One more, and then we can
Okay.
briefly discuss that. We want to save. We don't want to take any fire from Janet when she does join
Oh,
us.
she'll believe me. We could do a supplemental log with her going over what happened.
Yeah, we can. Okay, but also there's an ambitious Star Trek Enterprise. So this is a Captain Archer T'Pol type of story. 60-minute animated stop action animated Star Trek fan film is debuting at FedCon right now this weekend. They're using the T'Pol action figure and the Archer action figures to do stop action motion, and then from what I had seen, they are also using Terminator dolls as the bad guy.
Nice.
So it's not, but just the idea that they are doing stop action. I mean, that is a lot. That's an insane amount of work. It's like, okay, so it's a 60-minute thing. So that's like 3,600 seconds, and there's like 30 frames in a second. So that's 30. Oh, it's mind boggling. The amount of work and but it took like 7 years to create. I want to see this. I hope it goes online because I want to see this thing. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Okay, so semantics and shenanigans.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble. Semantic shenanigans.
Go ahead.
Let me just say, when you come out of court and you're gloating, you don't say shit until a decision has been made.
It's gonna take a few weeks to get an answer. All right, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, and then what? 24 hours later,
Not
the
even
decision
24
was made,
hours later.
and the decision was, "You're scumbags, and this is going to trial."
Yep.
Or going forward, I should say.
The judge denies the motion to dismiss on every count, and he even drops a Star Trek joke in there.
Oh, the
live
prosper
long-
and live long was
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, the live long and prosper. He made it work within the legal language.
But just, it I'm really trying to be nice. I really am. I don't know why. But take a step back from yourself. Look around and see, am I doing myself harm for any future businesses I would like to be involved with? And am I harming others that have worked with me? Just seriously, take a look. I realize that, you're. No, I was going to say something really cruel. But I don't think there's the ability for this kind of self-reflection, and it's mind-boggling to me because the court basically said you're so full of shit that it stinks all the way to the East Coast.
Well, the judge apparently is not taking any shit. That's for sure. As I said, he denied everything. I did read his response or his judgment, and I mean, he just went down the list and just ticked off all the items. Went through all the check boxes, and yeah. So Janet, she did mention that there's going to be a couple blogs coming out this week.
Oh, shocker.
I am not sure if any of them are going to address this or if they're because she's been, she's a little behind because of school and school ending.
I'm
and
hearing
graduation.
excuses.
But she's working on it. But there's going to be a couple more blogs coming out, so keep an eye out for those.
I've never wanted more desperately for someone to blog that. Oh, you know what? I was going to say something so cruel. No, you have no idea the depths of the cruelty of what I was thinking.
Okay.
But it's just arrogance based on accomplishment is one thing. Arrogance based on arrogance is another.
Okay. Jay Galloway in the chat room says the judge did not deny the injunction. CBS didn't ask for an injunction.
That's right.
So Axanar could very well continue, maybe on the advice of the lawyer.
That's right, using that new Valkyrie studio.
I was going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But so maybe on the advice of their lawyer, the lawyer said, let's not continue. But I don't believe I ever saw that there was actually an injunction asked for them to stop. But Jay Galloway disagrees. He says that the judge did not deny the injunction. Did not deny. So that means that he approved? I don't know. Well,
all I know is that over there, it's just a whole bunch of people sitting in a circle, whacking each other's bags, telling themselves how great they are, and they just got their ass kicked like a narc at a biker rally. And I'm sure they're looking, going, "You're so wonderful, greatest thing ever made, even though it's never been made." Fucking dildo, fucking douchebags.
Nick, you did mention earlier that
they just make me angry. There's no, what have you accomplished? You talk about other people's accomplishments. You fucking rag on Vic. You know what Vic has done? Produced episodes.
6 of them, in fact.
Yeah, you fucking cocksucker. As it drips down your chin.
Oh my God. So Aries Studio is now Valkyrie Studio, and it is apparently a for-profit facility. So apparently it's now in the hands of the private investor group, whoever the super secret private investor group is.
Which will actually include Alec.
I'm sure he's in there some way.
I'm not going to say that. You can think it, but don't say it because we don't know.
We don't know.
And I'm being fair.
That is fair.
Because who knows, he might be doing. No, I don't think we can say that. But we can say that they're so busy shaving each other's backs and rubbing baby oil in their asses so that he can stick it in them. Oh
my God.
Yeah, come after me. It's an opinion show, you cocksucker. You fucking Bernie Madoff of fan films. You fucking Enron. That's what you are. You're a fucking scam artist. That's my opinion.
Feel better?
What do? Send a C&D? You know what I'll do with it? I'll flush it down the toilet. That's what I'll do with it.
Feel better?
Oh, I'm just getting started.
Okay.
God, When is his T cell count going to start dropping?
Oh my God.
Jesus. Just, oh, we have the best. You know what? Your lawyer is good. Your lawyer is really good at making a name for herself on your back. Just like you've tried to make a name for yourself on other people's backs. And you want to fucking insult Crawley and Vic and others? Oh, I'm sorry. What have they done? Oh, they actually put something out people can watch. They don't whack their bag and say how it's the greatest thing ever when you haven't done shit. Oh, you can't sue us over the movie that hasn't been made. Oh, yes they can. Oh, and nice try about the Klingon language. Too bad it fucking went down like a bomber over Germany. Fucking cocksucker.
Wow. So yeah, Valkyrie Studios.
Mike gets so uncomfortable when I get into a rant.
I do. I don't know how to.
You are
respond.
the worst Klingon ever.
I'm just glad Nick's staying fair.
True.
No, I'm being fair about we can't say that he's an investor. We honestly can't.
We do not know.
You can have your suspicions. You can have your thoughts on it, and that's fair. But I don't think it's right to say we know. We don't.
No, we
you
do
can
not
say I wouldn't be surprised if.
I wouldn't be surprised if, but yeah,
But
you're right.
You know, because
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Alec Peters with his investment group that he made the day after Axanar in Florida.
Oh, you mean in that private residence where people were doxxed?
Yeah, that one, the one I will never forget. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's because you were threatened, Mike.
Yeah.
Alec Peters needs to learn what doxing means. Doxing is not giving a link to a public document. Doxing is putting someone's personal information, like he did with me, on the internet.
Ask Zoe. What's her name? The girl, the programmer, the game designer. What doxing is?
Oh yeah.
Or any of them. That's doxing. And you can send me all the cease and desists you want. I'll wipe my ass with them and mail them back to you. How about that? Oh, and telling me, oh, I'm going to email a cease and desist. Fuck you.
Thank you, Starback 54. In the chat room,
fucking silicone. Never mind.
they posted the flyer for Valkyrie Studios that was being passed around Sci-Fi Fest LA this weekend, or this last weekend. And it talks about...
by the way, G&T Show can now announce that we've won 96 awards. Of course, we sponsored every one of those awards, so therefore we can put the award-winning G&T Show. Jizz swallowing God.
Wow. Yeah, so anything else
You're a
you want to
listener
add,
to this show. Buy stock in lube because they're all jerking each other off so much that if they're not using it, they're raw and bleeding by this point. Oh, he's the greatest thing ever. He's the leader. Drink the mother. Why are you panicking and letting your child see you panic? Let them go to a better place and drink the Kool-Aid. Oh, they're coming to get us. Mother. Fucking just a scam artist and fucking make fucking Martha Stewart look like goddamn fucking Angelina Jolie. Fuck! Oh, you are such a prick. Spend more time on your hair while you're at it. Oh, I've got to have the wind tunnel tested hairdo. Make another bust of yourself like you're fucking Caesar. Ugh.
All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, Janet is planning a couple more blogs, so look out for those next week. Should we move on? We have a lot more news. Some of them
See,
are
I get
happier
going, and
topics.
then Mike stops it dead in its tracks.
I don't know how to
It's
contribute.
been building up and building up.
I know, and I've given you.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's why. It's not standing by your position. I respect the fact that even though I think he's as wrong can be, that he's standing by his position. I respect that. If he honestly believes that and he's not doing it just to be a big fucking bleeding hemorrhoid, okay? Trying to take down everybody else because he got his dick slapped. Okay, if he's doing it because he honestly believes it, I respect that. What I don't respect is his desire to insult everybody else in the fan film community because he can't get his way. That is the fucking ultimate dick move. And it just it screams of the need for people to go, look at me, I'm Alec. Okay, make fun of a voice actor. Go ahead. But you know what his IMDb credit has? A lot of accomplishments. That's what it's got. Make fun of an Elvis impersonator all you want. You know what he's also got? A shit ton of episodes that they've made. Not vague promises based on your ego and draining your bag into some guy's face because they worship you.
Yeah, as you see, as of 2 weeks from now, we'll have released at least 6 hours of video. I believe.
And I can't wait. I'm
New
sorry, but I
Voyages.
can't wait until you have to refund all your shit because you didn't fucking follow the Kickstarter or IGG. No, it's just Kickstarter, right? The Kickstarter terms of service, which says you have to deliver on the product. So go ahead, eat your sushi. It'll be interesting to watch that money come out of your fucking pocket because you're a lying scumbag.
And New Voyages, they've produced at least 10 hours plus. I think there have been a hour and a half, 2 hour episodes along the way as well. So they've got 10-hour plus worth of video. Even Farragut has produced, I think, close to a half a dozen hours,
And animated.
including animated. Well, yeah, which is no small feat. So, I mean, there are plenty of productions that have produced significant amounts of work
And
in
stop.
product.
And hey, your lawyer does not speak for all Star Trek fans, just like you don't. So stop. Just fucking get over yourself. I don't know. Maybe you're hung like a fucking acorn and you feel the need to tout yourself, but nobody, you know what's happening? People are seeing through you. The more people you kick out for asking questions, the more you're showing your ass to the world, and good luck ever getting a fucking real job in that city.
Well, he doesn't need to get another job in the city. He's got private investors for the studio.
Yeah, well, it's too bad all the money's going to be gone when they're fucking paying CBS and Paramount out his ass.
Now he'll just do what he's done before, declare himself bankrupt.
Does that work with a court ruling? I don't know. We'll have to ask Janice. Nice. Nice, Matthew Anderson. The running of the penises. Did we lose Mike?
Nope, I'm here.
No. Mike, it's been a long time since I've ranted like this.
It has.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 weeks.
Feel better?
You know what, fucking Steve? That's it. I'm locking you back in the closet. See, I let him out for air and to be with the human beings and see what happens. His pasty whiteness.
Okay. All right. So we can move on, or do you have more to unleash?
I'm sure I will later.
Okay.
Look at Mike getting passive aggressive with me.
I'm just trying to put out a show here.
So am I.
And you have been very entertaining, I have to admit.
I know.
All right, so let's do some movie news.
Let's watch a Star Trek movie. Movie news.
May 20th is the Paramount fan event where Star Trek Beyond trailer will be unveiled. There is a contest going on, or where they're giving away some tickets. I don't know if that has been closed off or not, but the link will be in the show notes. If it's, I think today might be the final day for that. So Sunday is when we recorded this. So that might be the final day. I think Larry Nemechek is also giving away some tickets for the fan event. So head over to his Trekland Portal 47 and check it out
I'm
there.
sorry. Matthew Anderson put that video up, and just the little testicles as each of those penises is running is hilarious. And if
They
you can't
wobble.
see it because you're not here live, you're missing out on 4 penises, people dressed as penises, running, and one total dick move kicks the legs out from under another. It's a dick move by a dick.
This is very true. It's very true. Okay, so there was an interview with Justin Lin. He says that Star Trek Beyond does focus primarily on the characters. As we saw from the trailer, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of explosions, and what looks like a dirt bike. But that doesn't mean that there's not going to be quite a bit of character development along the way. I think he's with his work on Fast and the Furious films. He does strike a balance between the two fairly well,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I
he
think.
does.
So I think just because there is all this flash and all this bang and all of this, eye candy, doesn't mean that we're not going to be getting.
Please
some
just remember,
great
you
character
can make
pieces.
a trailer out of Wrath of Khan that makes it look like it's beginning to end nonstop fucking
action.
action. And
yeah.
let's face it, Wrath of Khan is the standard for Star Trek movies. Oof,
Mhm.
little burp there. Excuse me.
No problem. So I think the fact that he's saying that it is character driven story is going to be great news, and I am looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a fun wild ride. But I think we're also going to find that in the end we're going to like these characters a little bit more. That's what I'm hoping. I hope that we're gonna like these characters a little bit more going out than we did going in, if that makes sense.
Speaking of going out and no, never mind.
Holy cow! Don't look at the photo, Mike. Don't look at the photo. Okay, so final bit of Star Trek movie news is that there are some new photos that are being released from how the Vancouver set was utilized in the film. So there's that'll be in the show notes as well. I knew a girl who could do that, and yeah, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so product news.
I need more Star Trek stuff. Product news.
I want this so much. Star Trek Risk.
Yes.
That
Oh
looked
my
good.
This looks awesome.
Those are not her legs, by the way.
Yes, I know those are not her legs, but I knew a girl who could do something very similar. So the link for Star Trek Risk is there. It's galactic domination. I mean, what more fun is that?
There was a game that I had, I think it was on my PS, but it may have been my Xbox. It was kind of like that. It was a Star Trek game where you could either be the Dominion or the Federation, or I think the Romulans or the Klingons, and you basically were moving around it was like Risk.
Mhm.
I wish I could remember the name of it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so
Bye, Robert Reyes. Thank you for joining us.
So basically, the
Bye.
description. Have a good one. The description says Q has brought together captains Kirk, Picard, Sisko, Janeway, and Archer to see which of them would be the best captain in Starfleet. Join the adventure as you take on the role of a captain, assemble your away team, command your ships, and complete quests in an epic journey across the galaxy. But they show like several planets squared off or different areas around the planets, and you're kind of conquering the various clusters. And
You have the link?
I did put it in the chat room. So
Oh, goodness.
what's that?
In the chat room.
I know.
What do you mean, what is that? Oh, Mike, have you not had the talk?
That's the thing that what I was saying. I knew a girl who could do
No,
that.
the Supergirl one.
You're scrolled way back up there.
No, it's
Wait,
this.
there's a new Supergirl one.
Yes.
I don't see the new Supergirl one.
It said you disconnected from the chat. You may need to
Oh,
refresh.
that could be why. Okay.
Yeah, and your link for the Monopoly the Risk never went in.
That's probably what happened then. Okay. All right. Please bear with us. Oh, there's the Supergirl. Yeah. Very nice. Interesting.
Oh, goodness. And another one.
You people are distracting. Okay. Do you see the link for the Risk now?
I do now.
Okay. Whew, boy. Yeah, so let's see. They've got Klingon space, Romulan space, and it looks like, Cardassian and Bajoran space. So, and then a few other worlds as well. This looks like so much fun. I want it. So if you're looking for, my birthday's coming up in a few months in June,
So
next month.
mine's coming up in October.
Yeah, so this would make a great gift. I'm just saying.
You know what? Maybe we could pool and get one for the 24 hours as a prize.
That is certainly a possibility. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, see, the game that I had on the console was basically laid out just like that.
I wonder if this is the board game version of that game. Kind of like
But
an
it wasn't
extension.
called Risk. It was like, oh, it's killing me. I can't remember.
Does it have international shipping?
Matthew Anderson, try and find what that Star Trek game was. I think I had it for my PS. It was a Star Trek game that was like Risk.
Steve, it's from the Star Trek shop. The game costs $49.95. I would suspect that they would ship internationally because it is StarTrek.com, but I do not know for sure. So, all right. Next up is the Star Trek Summer Essentials, and they've got some cool stuff here. There's the barbecue set. There's beach towels. There's the captain's chair pool float. Kirk can coolers. T-shirts. I already said beach towels. Water bottles and even a couple sets of where it's like the beach towel and the can cooler. They got the DS9 flyer frisbee, a divot tool, bottle opener. I mean, some cool stuff there. So yeah, we're heading towards summer, and StarTrek.com has a bunch of Star Trek related summer essentials. So check those out. Let's see. Next up is Mega Bloks. They have a new Klingon D7 and a Mirror Universe transporter room that you can build and...
Star Trek Conquest. That's what it was called.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. So this is from Trek Collective. And so they've got photos of the D7, which is pretty snazzy. Comes with a little Klingon character. He looks TOS era. And then there's also the TOS Mirror Universe transporter room. It's got the Terran Empire logo on some of the transporter panels. And it comes with Mirror Universe versions of Kirk, Spock, and mid-transport Scotty, I believe it. Yeah, mid-transport Scotty.
From a distance, when it's a small image, doesn't that look a little bit like Neelix?
The mid-transport Scotty?
Scotty, yeah. First time I saw it, I was thinking, why is Neelix? And I think it's more to do with the colours.
Yeah, I can see that in the color scheme.
I just thought, that looks like Neelix, although it's got his face painted.
So, okay. Man, I wish Terry was here because she would have loved this next item. And so I have to admit, some of these are pretty awesome. Let me get the link in the chat room. Also from Trek Collective.
There you go, Mike. If you look in the chat room, you can see like the map from Star Trek Conquest.
Okay, I
And
see it.
you can see how it's like risk based.
Yeah, it's similar a little bit. Yeah.
And like if you look like where the Romulans are and the Klingons and all that, but like some of them are planets, some of them are like mining things and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, it was really hard to play the Romulans because it was kind of like just the different. Yeah, playing as the Dominion was probably the easiest. You just went in and kicked ass. But yeah, it's the Dominion, the Breen, the Cardassians, the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it.
Right on. Okay, so back to Trek Collective. They have 50 more artists for the 50 years art. But this time they're being revealed on mugs, and then there's other Trek drinkware that they're talking about. But some of the artwork that they have on display on these mugs is amazing. For instance, there's a wraparound design that shows Kirk and the Gorn on Cestus 3 with Vasquez rocks in the background. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's others, I mean, the artwork that these are going to be on exhibit. The art themselves is going to be on exhibit as part of the Star Trek exhibit or art exhibit that's going around. We'll be talking about that a little bit later, hopefully.
So, Mike, I'm setting up. Speaking of Thomas, I'm setting up my office in my new apartment, and I just hung up my 2 posters from Star Trek Online that all the devs signed.
Oh, awesome.
Thomas had sent to me.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Is that the Enterprise MST?
No, this is way back a couple of years ago. So it's the original poster. Yeah, and then the other one of the Enterprise F.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm looking at the. I was looking at the signatures. Like, oh, Jesse.
Right on.
Yeah, I got a signed poster when I was at Destination Star Trek London, and I gave that to my son. He's well chuffed with that, so I was telling him who the different people were from the signatures.
Some of the other art that's featured on these mugs is from What Are Little Girls Made Of, Space Seed, and then there's other images like from in honor of the transporter room. There's Spock doing the Live Long and Prosper, which is 5, and then giving the OK for 0. So so that's the 50th anniversary Spock. I mean, there's just some phenomenal art there. This is all going to be part of the exhibit, but you can own a piece of it on your mug. So some of the other drinkware, they've got TNG Combadge pint glasses, a set of 4, blue, gold,
Gentlemen,
red.
stand up. A lovely lady has just entered the room.
Hello.
Hi, Adrian.
She's got
Hi, Adrian.
speakers muted. She can't hear us yet.
Yeah.
There's also a Wesley pint glass. There's a Spock beer mug, and down at the very bottom is an item from Bradford Exchange, and it's a decanter set, complete with a Starfleet insignia bottle stopper, which is kind of cool. If you're into the Bradford Exchange, I think that actually looks pretty snazzy too. I don't think it's quite over the top as some of their other stuff. So yeah, check that out. Hi, Adrian. Are you back?
Hi, hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Oh, it's Adrian. Run, tackle, hug.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
How are you,
Welcome.
darling?
I'm good.
I was just talking about Jesse.
Oh yeah.
because of the posters that I have signed from the that Thomas sent me that all the devs signed.
Yeah. Cool.
You're so tired, aren't you?
You guys know. Yeah, I'm always like punch drunk when I come on because I
There,
got to bed at 4 a.m.
that's 3 hours. You're good.
Well, kinda, except that like I woke up, I think at like I only think I got an hour and a half. I don't.
Oh,
We have a new kitty, so the new kitty is still pretty active at night.
Right on. She is a pretty cat.
Yeah, she's very cute.
now they're saying that we needed a lady in here because I went off on a certain Star Trek fan filmmaker earlier. But Adrian well knows I would have done that even if she was here.
Yeah, totally.
And you guys have never heard Adrian go off. We've seen it.
Yeah.
She's blushing.
um, let us finish up the product news, and then we'll give Adrian the floor to talk about everything that she's working on that we want you to know. So the last bit of product news is that all 10 of the original Star Trek movies are getting steelbook editions in July. So
Hey, I was in a shop yesterday getting some stuff to hang my posters. There's these little like models that you fold, you don't need to glue or anything. And they had
oh
Star
yeah.
Trek, they had the Enterprise D and the Klingon ship. And they're made out of metal.
Yeah, I've seen them before as well, but I've seen them for Star Wars. But I didn't know that they had Star Trek ones. Those are
Yeah,
cool.
I'll pick some up.
They're like almost like origami, but it's like with little
Exactly.
sheets of
It's
metal.
real thin metal.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And Shatner unveiled a new Trek coin, and this week, let's see, it has him and the Enterprise. It is also from Canada, and I believe it's a $20 coin. No, it's a $10 coin. There's also a $20 coin with the Enterprise on it, as well as a $20 coin with the Guardian of Forever, Kirk and a Pile of Tribbles, and what looks like Mirror Spock mind melding with McCoy. And interestingly, and I think this is an awesome looking coin, it's a coin worth $200 in the shape of a Starfleet Delta.
Oh, did you hear about the Latinum one that Perth is doing, Australia?
I have not seen that one. We have
If
talked
you
about some of the
look up
coins that
the
they're
Perth
doing.
Mint, I recently heard about that in our community, and they've got a bunch of new 50th anniversary releases, gold coins, and some pretty cool options that I think are still left from last year, like Spock and. But this year's they're gold, I get, because of the celebration, and then they added a new one, which was this gold press platinum bar, and it's expensive. It is. It's like around the $150 to $200 range, but it's like really cool. Apparently, it's pure silver or like 99% silver, but it's gold plated.
I see it. Let me grab the link for this. Yeah, Star Trek Deep Space Nine Gold Press Platinum Slip.
Yeah.
Collector's Edition 2016, 1 ounce silver gold plated bar from the Perth Mint. Wow. And it looks like it even has Ferengi writing on the cover.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
super
sweet.
cool.
Hey, is
we
Darth
had
Luga there?
last
Oh,
week we did talk about some of the other coins, but
yeah, she's usually
this
there.
was a new one.
Hey,
Very cool.
Can Darth Luga tell us, is that a good investment?
Oh, of course, it's excellent business.
Love Darth Luga. I need my Darth Luga
Right
action
on.
figure.
All right.
Darth Luga was on Fox News.
Oh.
That was awesome.
Fun! Convention news.
All right, Adrian, you have the floor. Tell us about everything that you're working on. I know we know that you've been working on a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you guys are joining in to assist me, assuming all goes well, but
Hmm.
no, all will go well. It's all good. Basically I was planning on holding a small schedule of activities at Star Trek Las Vegas this year because there was a number of people who were having trouble affording such an expensive trip but still wanted to see friends. And add to that the fact that I had been wanting to run a new convention for years. I had started one in Southern California, and actually a couple of them, and one of them is still going. And I've been a part of the live theater community for so long. I worked with another major event as well down there. So I no I'm no longer working on other people's projects, and I would like to start my own. So I decided this year I will do a promotional event for the convention that I want to ultimately run in full form, and I will run a mini version of it that gives people a small taste of it and a supplemental schedule of activities that they can do. So if they're just able to only afford to get to the hotel to hang out with friends, then here's a bunch of things they can do while they're there. And then if they're also attending Star Trek Las Vegas, here are some things they can do if they are in the mood for it or after the convention closes. Oftentimes there's a lot of need for different places to go hang out. We all know the Masquerade Bar, and people who haven't gone to the convention, I'll explain. The Masquerade Bar is this tiny little bar in the hotel, and everybody goes to it and
It's
hangs
got
out
about
there
what, 20
every
stools?
night.
That's it. It's about 20 stools.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is that
And there are like
it's just
60 people
it's going to
trying to
be
cram in
massive
there.
this year. There's going to be so many people there, and every year it gets bigger as it is. So it gets to the point where people can't really it's harder to find people, it's harder to hear people, and there's a lot of, Vegas smoke in the air sometimes, and sometimes you just want to go to another place to go hang out. So uh we reserved the one of the larger suites that's about, I think, 1,600 square feet, so it's
Wow,
big.
snazzy.
It's the ones that sometimes you see the special guests host in. Um and yeah, we're going to open it up and have people come in who want to do presentations, classes, activities. We're going to do some mixers, and I'm bringing in different people to help host because I want to help feature other people, so it's not just Critericon, which is the name of my convention, by the way. It's called Critericon, which is based on the word criterion, which means like the main things you should be checking out in life. Essentially, that's how I'm applying it here. And basically, people come to this room, and instead of it just being Critericon hosts everything, it'll be Critericon with G&T, or Terry Lynn Scholl hosts this podcast summit that we want to do. Because I really like the idea of bringing all the podcast audio play, internet radio community together, and the voice actors together, and people
We had
who
so much fun a couple of years ago doing that.
yeah, yeah, and we did this, like, I think it was 2012, I think, and it was
Yeah.
just an impromptu, let's all get together, and I was like, "That's great, we should do it this year," because there's so many our community is so big, and there's so many people who wanna know more about what we do and how to get into it. And then just, to hang out with our buddies. So I said, "Okay, well, here, let's use the room for that, and we'll do a big, cool thing with that," and I asked Terry Lynn if she would host, and she's like, "Yeah, I totally will." So that's an example of one thing we're doing. Another is offering a high tea afternoon, because every year people go, "Hey, Adrian, are you going to host tea? Because my throat's killing me from all the wandering and talking."
Yeah.
So I go, this year I'm like, "Yes, this will be included. So come to the suite during the afternoon. We're going to have tea. I want to bring in cosplayers and feature cosplayers while we're at it. So it'll be like a sci-fi themed event, and you can come and chill. It's really relaxing and get something for, your throat while you kick back with some friends." And yeah, and then we've got like photography and art class, and Larry Nemechek is joining in to do talking about props, and he's got his collection. He's going to have it there. We're going to do a mini flea market so people can bring stuff if they want. And Larry Nemechek has a bunch of things that he's like, "Oh, I could just bring these because this is a perfect place to show them and sell them. Aaron Eisenberg's interested in joining in,
Nice.
but I haven't confirmed yet, but he is super interested because also his lovely lady, she creates these really cute Ferengi miniatures, and I
She is
wanted
so
to be able
sweet.
to feature that or give them additional place they could feature it. So they seem really interested in it. So I think they're probably going to join us as well. And then, of course, we got the night mixers. So you can pop on over, take a break of the noise on the floor, and come hang out at the room, and we'll do like music. And I'm working with Trek Radio to present stuff too. And I'm opening this up so that I want this to really feel like it's growing with everybody, so everybody can get a hand in there. So this is the way I want to start the promotion for my convention that will ultimately be a full convention. And I also want to have a traveling version of it, so this is testing out that model too. So I guess that's, in a nutshell, that's what it is. It's a mini interactive business card. I'm going to be running it at Star Trek Las Vegas this year, and I'm running a fundraiser for it. And so uh if you guys want to help donate, I could really use the help because it's a short running fundraiser, and we got a ways to go with it. I don't know if it'll be successful. It just really helps to make this happen and grow. Whether or not the Kickstarter makes it, I am personally still going to make sure this happens. It just means that if the Kickstarter doesn't succeed, then I will be fronting, Jesse and I both, because he's contributing as well, will be fronting a lot of this money, and it's very painful. We don't know how soon we'll be able to do it again if we can't get help. So yeah, definitely, we'll put the link in the chat room, I guess. I didn't have that on hand, sorry guys. But that's the Kickstarter for CriterionCon's promo event at Star Trek Las Vegas. So that's a big thing I'm working on. If you guys are interested. Oh, thanks, Midnight Shadow.
That's
And
right.
hi. Cool, thank you. Yes. So yes, I definitely need help. Please spread the word, and send me all your good luck and wishes. And yeah, so that's the first
And if you
main
all don't love
thing.
Adrian, just leave now because she's the best.
Well, I hope you guys love the idea too. And yeah, I'm just I think it'll add something because we have so many people coming this year, and we're just gonna need alternate things to do. So my hope is that people feel like they can connect better with people in such a big crowd. So yeah, perfect timing, I figured. And if you guys share it on your pages, that helps me. Tell people what the soul of it is about, and that will hopefully help direct people over to me as well. And hopefully we can make this happen and the Kickstarter can be successful. It's enough to cover 5 days of the convention. So that's why the price is what it is,
You're
because
trying to raise $4,500. That's
yeah,
your
and
goal, and
yeah,
you've raised 830. So you still have quite a bit of a way
yeah,
to go. You have
right,
8 days left. So if you can donate, please do. As you said, it's a short run fundraiser, so you didn't have a lot of time to begin with. So help get the word out. Donate if you can. Let's help her get this done, because it sounds like it's going to be a fun addendum to Star Trek Las Vegas.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for letting me share that information. And I will have a blast there, and then people who can't make the convention too, keep in mind, this is what's also special about CriterionCon. If you can't make the convention, and make sure you can spread this information too, make sure to tell people. I Because it features interactive entertainment, that includes gaming. Like, if you've heard of alternate reality gaming and live action role play, as well as transmedia, we're going to be featuring that, which means that people who can't make the convention will still be involved with the various games and activities that we have planned. So it's not just about watching it live. This will be like, we're going to do internet interactive games as well.
You're up to
And then what we want to
865 now.
do is we want to raise enough money to be able to take our little traveling convention model to your convention wherever you live. So the more money we raise, the more places that I can take this So it's not just an investment in somebody else's convention and or somebody else's party somewhere else. This is also towards getting me to as close as I can and hopefully into your town as well.
You're up to
Right on.
$865 now.
Yay! Thank
um,
you.
one more thing. You're also you. How's your band doing? How's in a
I love that band.
I can't.
Ah,
And
I'm tired.
yeah.
what's the guitarist's name?
That's Kaya. That's my bandmate.
She is so awesome.
Dude, she is super awesome. I am lucky to have found her. My friend Mike Crawley introduced us. He's a big fan of my bandmate's solo project, which is called the Luna Sequence. And the Luna Sequence is an instrumental electronic music project, and it's great, and it's been around for a long time. Kaya makes a living off of her music. She does tech work also, so she supplements a little bit of her income with that. But she is like, she makes it happen with her music. And my friend Mike Crawley said, "Oh, there's this band I really like, and she's looking for a vocalist for the very first time. You guys should talk." And so I reached out. I didn't know her. I had heard, I think, a couple remixes that she had done before and didn't realize that was her. And then I said, "Oh, hey, well, I'm a vocalist. We don't live very far away." And we ended up meeting up. And then it was just instantly, we're starting a new project. It wasn't just me coming in, and I thought I was just going to come in and sing for her over some of her instrumentals. And yeah, it is kind of still like that. It kind of is exactly that, but instead it turned into a project we built together, a brand new project. And um and that's my band, and my band's name is Invocation Array. And we mix a little bit of pop and rock with cyberpunk, and a lot of story driven, character driven music. So if you guys listen to it, some people think it sounds a little bit like um, some of the Euro heavy metal operatic, or pop and heavy metal type of music, like that comes out of you know, Finland, Sweden. Some people think it sounds like anime music.
She's got a great guitar. I mean, she
Yeah,
shreds it.
yeah, she's pro at heavy metal guitar. In fact, what she does really well, I'm not that great at. I'm okay. Like I'm a really good instrumentalist. But she's way better than me. And then like I can do, acoustic guitar or electric guitar, rhythm guitar, basic stuff. But she can do everything. And then she's not a singer, but I can handle that, and I do vocal
You
composition.
think? You think you can
So
sing? Stop it.
it's a good combination because like we basically compensate, I think, for what the other person does, but we do a little bit of everything, the same stuff. So because of that, we completely speak the same language, and it's great.
Invocation Array on Behind the Music.
So yeah,
And
that's my
then I
other big
came in and
project.
Adrian was just doing all this blow off the desk and I didn't know what to do.
So
And
yeah,
guys,
Invocation Array. If you guys want, check it out. We're working on our second album, and we're more than halfway through it already. We're just blowing through it, and it sounds amazing. I've got like, oh, I love the songs, and Kaya is cleaning up and adjusting the instrumentals, because what happens is that I'll pop in and I'll add vocals and I'll create vocals with it, and then we'll adjust them together to fit the instrumental, and then she'll adjust the instrumental to fit the vocals depending on what I decided to do. And it's a back and forth, a ball that we kind of toss back and forth to get ultimately the final version of the song. And as soon as I'm able to, I will share one of the songs with you guys. So if you wanted to, you could play it for the listeners.
Sweet.
And
and I will
yeah,
I will tell our audience
sneak
that the
peek.
Gettysburg Address podcast intro music is provided courtesy of Invocation Array.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Nick's
Um,
podcast uses one of our songs.
yep.
Yeah, I'm happy.
And,
I like, oh, he wants
and
one of our
Some
songs.
guys, look up their videos on YouTube. This is a hot band. That's all I'm gonna say.
and some of your music is even featured in Arc Age. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. So we have well, I have a game designer contact through Jesse, and because we were basically ready to go, we had music. This guy used to work for Cryptic, and then he now works for Tryon and for the game Arcage, which is an MMO, a fantasy one. And he said that they were looking to hire like a band for this particular boss character in one of their levels, who is sort of breaks the fourth wall a little bit and is a like a demon god, a goddess who is angry and she loves rock and roll, but she sort of like works with these geisha type characters. It's a really weird level, but it's amazing and it's beautiful. And they wanted somebody to come in and sing the English version of the Korean song. So I ended up having to learn these two Korean songs, but the English version of them. And then they wanted me to record it. Well, I sent them an audition and they liked it. But then they heard my band music through this guy. And they said, you know what? Instead of having you do an English version of our Korean song, how about we just toss the Korean songs completely and we hire your band and license one of the songs you've already made and then hire you to create a brand new song. So we have two of your songs in this boss level. And I'm like, what? And
Wow.
they've never heard of us before aside from what he shared. They don't know if we're like good to work with. They don't know if we can do this in the deadline they have. And they set a fast deadline too. And we're like, that's it, challenge accepted. Let's do this. And they treated us so well and they were so accommodating. The contract we have with them is excellent and they made it very easy to work with them. And I came in, I voice the boss, so her talking voice, and her name is Aria, of course, because that means song. And I came in, I voiced the character, and then they play our band music during the level while you're trying to like kick the butt of this rocking out half demon angry goddess character. And it's funny because she'll whack her guitar at people and scream into microphone, and if like you're in the range, you get hit by the powers, and it's really fun. So if you guys
Right
want, you
on.
could look it up on YouTube to see the boss battle. It's called I think if you look up Arcage Aria Blood Song. Because Blood Song is the custom song that we made for them. And if you look that up, you could hear the song that we have on our Invocation Array channel, and then you could probably find a video demo of that boss fight.
So you're gonna
Um,
open for the Cure on this tour?
yeah, right? I would be happy to.
Also, if anyone is interested in picking up a copy of their current album, A Color for Fiction, you can do that through the Bandcamp link that'll be in the show notes.
Yeah, we might still have a sale going on that too, but it's a pretty affordable price. Bandcamp is where we like to sell because it's I think probably the best place for a musician to sell because they are very fair. So the money that they take from the artist in exchange for the service is like it's very small compared to other sites that try to take a lot more. And then they just have really good service. They're very considerate and understanding to the musicians. So it's a good site. We like to direct people there. But we are on iTunes and we are on, I think, Amazon and all the major other places that you can go to find music. So yeah, if you like it, head on over to our Facebook page and check out what we got. You can go to our YouTube channel for some samples. I think you could probably find the full album on YouTube now if you want to like listen to it. And if you like it, then shoot us a buck.
Right on, right on.
Steve,
Yeah,
you've been quiet and you have that accent that drives Adrian crazy.
that's why I was letting her talk because she wanted to get her message across.
Thanks. Thank you for posting pics too. That's cool.
That's okay.
Yeah, thank you for so much for you are a very talented woman. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit us so early on a Sunday morning.
It's okay, hun. I'm
That's a
so
great
grateful
photo
that
of
you
your
guys would
bandmate
even have
there.
me on, and I love you. I actually am surprised I woke up because I was like, this is gonna be hard, but challenge accepted.
Glad that you were able to make it.
Yeah.
I know that's
Achievement
difficult.
unlocked.
She's on the West Coast, so we start at 6 o'clock in the morning.
But let's be fair,
So
Adrian is like a speed freak, except she doesn't take the speed. She's up for like days at a time.
Yeah. Oh, but you guys, I mean, you guys also help like make it easy for me too. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's not the most painful morning for me. I think it took me a little bit to wind up but yeah, having the new cat and the fact that I'm getting to bed so late, that's just what makes it hard. I think more than being on the West Coast. Because if I was getting to bed at a better time, I'd be like 6 o'clock sucks, but I'd do it because I've done worse for construction before. Like I've gotten up at 4:30 for work or 3:30. So,
mhm.
I think you're the only other person I know who keeps the same sort of hours that I do.
Oh yeah.
But the difference is Steve actually is taking speed
I love to feel the
Oh
speed
boy.
force.
and mass. What'd he say?
A flash reference.
Nice.
Right on. Well, I, is there anything else that you want to mention, Adrian, since we have you here, or have
Um,
we covered all the major?
I think well those are the two top ones. So yeah, if you know, just the Critericon Kickstarter and it needs your help and everybody. And
Do it.
like I look forward to making this happen and growing it and like you know, as they say, party on dude, because I really want to get to know more people and I want people to be able to find resources that they need, so the convention is set to spotlight that. So you get to learn, you get to come away with something physical as well as you know something good emotional feelings, so good vibes. And then yeah, and the band. So, voiceover works on Stowe. Someone just asked about that. No, I haven't yet. No. They had a bunch of like really tough big work logs on their plate, and they have a agency that they go through often for voice work. So when they get really packed with work, I don't generally go in to do voice work with them. They just sort of grab from their agency really quick. And then they have some special guests on the Stowe TOS expansion. So yeah, I mean, it'll happen eventually, but it hasn't happened on this one yet. I am hoping they do, of course. They pull me in for some more voice work because I love working with them. But not yet. But I'll let you guys know if there's something coming up for sure.
And it's not like we can't hear you right now in game. Your voice is actually in game right now. In several places actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think if they did it right, then the sound of the Epos is supposed to be my voice. There's a Klingon. There is a Cation, Frossen,
there's a
um,
Romulan and
Romulan. Yeah, there's a couple of Romulans. There's also some random characters just screaming their heads off. Um, yeah,
um,
there's a bunch
you
of
were
stuff. I've done a
also
lot of characters. Some aliens and
in the Delta Quadrant. You were one of the what is that race called? They harvest the dead.
oh,
Kabali.
I forgot the name of
Cabal.
it.
Yes.
I had
Steve just said it. Steve.
he's on
Say,
mute.
Kabali.
Kabali.
Oh,
Thank you.
Kabali. Yes, I voice a Kabali.
I
Yep.
love some kabali done up with sausage and peppers, and then you have it on a nice hard roll with some mayonnaise. So good.
Kabali.
Nice.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Oh, and if you guys want to hear me like take a bunch of fight punches and stuff, then Neverwinter has my voice as one of the Elf Drow rogue characters. Which is funny because when Jesse was playing Neverwinter, he's like, "Oh my gosh, it sounds like I'm beating up my girlfriend," which is hilarious.
How
Actually,
would he
wasn't it
know
your?
what that sounds like, Adrian?
Well, he knows her voice, I'm
You know
sure.
what I'm looking forward to at the convention this year? Our yearly Chinese eat at that Chinese place, the dim sum
Mm,
place.
Oh yeah, that
yes.
place
I
is
love
great.
that.
But
If you
Elijah
guys
can't
haven't
have
been to
any
the
dim sum.
what's that?
Elijah can't have any dim sum.
No, he hates that. He wants the dim sum so bad. I introduced him to that too, by the way. That's like that's the gold now. That's like he's like, "Oh shit, I'm hooked."
It's crack.
I love that place.
That's one of the ingredients.
crack.
Crack.
Yeah,
He was
that
so
is.
upset that year he couldn't get any.
Yeah, I know.
Right on. I guess we should wind the show down. We probably should go over some announcements.
I have something to say. Announcements!
I was surprised to learn that this week a lot of progress has been made on the next episode of Gates of Stovacor.
Yay!
From what I'm hearing, the projected release date is going to be around the 15th, which is today. I don't know if that's going to hold true or not, but look for it here very, very soon. I'm blew my mind. Blood of the Near, we are gearing up to get that going again. Let's see.
Sweet.
Let's see what else. O Sports Show. They've got a new episode. So check them out. I think Starfinder is also in production right now as well. So all of our audio dramas and a lot of our shows are actually underway. So that's pretty cool. And I've been playing around with a new idea for another audio drama as well.
Oh,
so
yes, because you have no time as it is. So we'll
Nah,
just
I'm
throw more
excited.
on the
That's
plate.
cool.
so
I'm
yeah.
also really excited about Gates, man. Oh my God, could we do a live version of it, a live short version of Gates of Stovacor at CriterionCon at Star Trek Las Vegas?
Maybe.
Okay, no promises, no promises. I just
Maybe.
think
Well,
that I would
Mike,
love to see you guys do that live.
and I'll let you know, Mike, that I'm currently in talks with Dayton. We're trying to nail down a date, hopefully this week. We have something special planned for the Gettysburg Address.
Ooh,
And
nice.
then there's two musicians I've been trying to get for about 2 months now. One, this hot young singer. She's in a band called
She's
Invocation
single.
Array.
Can
And
I meet her?
another is he's a fark of a human being, and we to discuss something very interesting. Would you agree, Adrian, that the topic is pretty interesting?
It's interesting, definitely.
And it's just getting those two. It's like herding wet kittens.
Ooh, that's great. That's nice. Nice,
Nice
not
visuals.
sexual imagery at all.
Visuals, yes. Right on.
Kitty.
That's cool. Can't wait to get involved with those Gettysburg addresses.
Dayton and I have been discussing. We have several ideas. One is movies that you haven't seen, but why the fuck not? You really should.
Cool.
And the other is it's very interesting. I don't even want to spoil it because we've been discussing it, and it's going to be a retrospective. We're going to talk about films that are like at least in trilogies. So think of like even though there's more than 3 Die Hard movies, really after the third one they started to suck. So like say the Die Hard trilogy,
Yeah.
Okay.
things
Interesting.
like that.
Right on.
But the first trilogy that we're going to talk about is really interesting because the first movie's a classic, the second movie even more of a classic, and then the third movie I think is drastically underrated.
Batman versus Superman.
No, nice try though.
Right on.
Steve, don't start again. Steve was going back and forth with me about Batman versus Superman, and all I can say is no one has been as wrong as since when Alec made his prediction that it would be months before the judge made a decision.
Interesting.
Steve trying to defend Batman versus Superman to me. And
I
during the
haven't
week,
seen it yet, but I only wanted to see it for Wonder Woman. I'm curious
That-
how
she's the
Ben
only
Affleck
reason to
does
see it,
Batman,
Adrian.
but like I
She is
heard
the
it wasn't bad. Just
no, she's the only reason to see it. No,
Yeah,
Ben Affleck is really
yeah.
good in it. Ben Affleck is good in it. I'm not going to deny
That's
he makes
cool.
a very good Dark Knight.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that he wasn't that bad, and I didn't imagine it being horrible. And really, it has to do with the director because Ben Affleck can tone down something or make it more funny. So it's all about what does the director want him to do. I
Oh
wouldn't
no,
blame
there's no
him.
humor in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah, But
which is part of the problem with it. And Steve
yeah.
trying to defend it the same week that Captain America Civil War came out, showing how a superhero movie should be. And
Yeah,
I'm
I know,
sorry,
right?
did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
The scene where he's trying to keep the helicopter from leaving, I actually turned gay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, that was that. Yeah, I can kind of see where you're going with that, but yeah, okay. One last announcement. Straight Out Gallifrey, because I'm in the New Mexico studios, we're not going to be doing another episode until I get back, which should be after next weekend. So I return back home to next weekend. So sometime the following week or so, there'll be a new episode of Straight Out Gallifrey.
Oh, cool. Oh,
So
what's
yeah.
do you have any tidbits about the new audio play that you're working on?
Potentially completely original sci-fi action adventure. That's all I'm going to say. We can talk afterward after the show.
Cool.
All right. Steve, what announcements do you have for us?
Steve is now planning on being awake for 140 hours straight.
Make it sound like that's difficult.
That's just the Tuesday.
I think you've said all the G&T announcements.
Well, you have other projects that you work on.
Work on Tribbles and Ecstasy, Trek News and Views, Frack Stars. Recently appeared on Gatecast on 3 episodes there. So I'm about.
You're about, yeah. Right on, right on. Adrian, one last time, pitch us your stuff.
Okay. So there's this hot chick I know. I've been watching her at the bar lately, and you mean the convention?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
go on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, CriterionCon. Yeah, I need help with the Kickstarter. So spread the word. This is a brand new, baby startup. And yeah, help me make it happen. The links are in the chat. If you need any more information, you can go to CriterionCon at Facebook, which is CriterICon. And then there is also my band, Invocation Array. And Invocation Array would love to also get your thoughts. So hop on over to our Facebook page, check out what we got. You can check us on YouTube for instant gratification visually and musically. And I hope you like it. I hope you like those big projects I'm working on.
Right on. Someone in the chat room had asked about Stowe News. A lot of Stowe News came out this week. Sadly, we do not have enough time this week to cover it all. All the links will be in the show notes, and hopefully we'll make time next week to talk about Star Trek Online and everything that's been coming out. So such big news.
G&T
there,
aren't like Tribbles that will just go on for 5 hours.
Yeah.
No, sadly, I have dogs to feed. They're looking at me with hungry eyes.
Hungry eyes.
There's your earworm for the week. All right. Thank you, everybody.
My mom's a worm.
Your mom rocks.
She does rock. All right, Nick.
That's right, people. At the convention, Adrian's mom, she was an attraction all by herself.
I'll tell her you said that.
All right, sorry, Mike.
No problem. Take us out, sir.
Oh, that's right. So thank you for joining us on the episode 237 of the G&T show for Ceridium.
Kapla!
For the Pasty White Steve.
Goodbye, everyone.
For the lovely Adrian.
Don't forget to eat your broccoli.
Joel on True, Circle Jerkers.
Music for the G&T show is provided by 5 Year Mission, Enterprise Blues Band, Warp 11, Andrew Allen, and Rathor. The G&T show is a BLB production.
Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my old man. Represent the human race. And we make space a happy place to fully go. community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobayashi. I'm gonna travel to the end and make new friends with aliens. To Boligo where no man's gone before. Space heavy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. To Boligo where no man's gone before. Space happy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G